Hey guys, Rez the Collector here with another review on demand. And I apologize, I know I've been away for a while, guys. I've been pretty busy. Haven't had a chance to do some reviews in a while. And I'm looking to make up for that today. Look for at least a couple to be hitting today. This is, of course, the first one. This is, as I said, a review on demand. I'm not sure which episode it is. That'll, of course, be in the description and title, because I was too lazy to look that up. But this review was requested by my good friend and a member of Team Superman, Jamie Evans. Jamie has seen this ship a couple of times when I've been panning through doing collection updates or what have you, and he asked for a review of it, and I apologize, Jamie. I generally get reviews on demand done the day of the request, if not the next day, but I believe it's been some weeks, and again, I am so sorry. I generally try to, any of my friends request something, I try to get it done right away, and I just kind of failed you on this one, buddy, but here it is. Now, what this is the 1992 Playmates USS Enterprise D, of course, the Galaxy-class ship. Excuse me. This ship has been with me since 1992. It was one of the first ships, I think, to come out with the sound effects. I think back in '92, it was like a $20 buy. It takes 3 AA batteries, and then you've got 4 buttons on it that make various sounds from the TV show. But let's take a look at it. Of course, it didn't come with all the stickers on it. You had to put the stickers on it. Excuse me again. And you're going to notice that they're not exactly well placed. In 1992, I was, when this came out, what, 14? Something, 14? Yeah, 14. And I was and am a huge fan of Star Trek. I own every episode ever made in canon, not like fan-made, though I have watched some of the fan-made stuff, and it is pretty cool. But I own every episode except for 3 seasons of Voyager, or 4 seasons of Voyager. No, 3 seasons of Voyager. I'm missing 4, 5, and 6 of Voyager. Other than that, I have every single episode of Star Trek ever produced, from our Enterprise to the 3 original series seasons and the animated original series season, which I believe has actually been removed from canon. I'm not sure about that. Everything's been removed from canon now with the J.J. Abrams. I have every season of Next Generation, every season of Deep Space Nine, and of course I've got 4 of the 7 seasons of Voyager, and I also have every movie, again, excuse me, every movie produced, and I have those all on the Blu-ray sets. And of course I have both the J.J. Abrams movies on Blu-ray. So I'm a huge Star Trek fan, always have been. One of the first movies I remember seeing as a kid, other than Superman 2, was, I believe, the second Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan. Of course I was very young, but I do have extremely vague memories of that, and my cousin, who I used to go to movies with all the time, said that he blames himself for me being a Trekker because it was one of the first movies he had taken me to. Don't know why I can't keep my throat clear, guys. Sorry about that. But I've always had an extremely big love of Star Trek. Of course, when I was younger, you hid that type of thing. You didn't talk about it much, at least where I grew up. I didn't grow up in a nice neighborhood. I grew up, I mean, we weren't, complete ghetto, but it wasn't the best neighborhoods. All my friends were, the jocks and the athletes. And I liked Star Trek, and I liked Superman. Best friend's mother to this day still laughs because I used to tie a red towel around my neck and jump off the porch. And she used to call me Super Pooperan. Don't know why. Maybe when I was like 3 I pooped my pants. I don't know. You really didn't need to go into that. As always, guys, we're 5 minutes into the video, and I have just rambled on for those 5 minutes. So let's take a look at what we're looking at here today. The Enterprise D Playmates 1992. Again, as you can see, the stickers are on here, not the best placement by a 14-year-old Rez the Collector. But as you can see here, we have USS Enterprise and then the NCC 1701-D. On the bottom, again, we've got the NCC 1701-D. We've got the Starfleet Delta symbol, some random, really badly placed stickers over here. On the sides, we've got the, try to get a better picture here, NCC numbers there again, and then on the nacelles, we of course again have the Starfleet Delta with the two lines going back. Now, for being as old as this thing is, I'd have to say it's in pretty good shape. And you know, for the longest time, I had thought that I had lost one, if not both, of the nacelles. Because one of the things about this is that these actually just come off. And when you find a lot of these, because I've seen these at like garage sales, I mean, probably not so much anymore, but there's actually an antique mall where I live where they got an Enterprise D, and of course it's missing the nacelles. But I found them. I found them in an old trunk that I had amongst all kinds of other just really random shit. But I found them and I popped them on here, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I thought, you know what, for the heck of it, I know this thing's not going to work, but let me go ahead and just stick some batteries in this bad boy and see what happens. And lo and behold, everything still lights up. So as you can see here, the first button here at the top, I believe that's just engine basically going forward. So that's just your warp core sound. The second one we of course have got going into warp. This one is photon torpedoes? Nope, that's phasers. So phasers with an explosion at the end, and then the last one is your photon torpedoes. So I was really shocked when I put the batteries in this thing, and it actually still, all the lights still work. Everything on this thing still works. It's been sitting in a trunk for God knows how long. And then, yeah, I broke it out and just amazed me. The construction on it is very good. It's a heavier plastic. Of course, it is pretty much hollow on the inside. The only thing that's going to be in there is going to be your wiring for your electronics. As you can see here, it was really detailed. You've got, of course, your forward sections. Of course, anybody who watched the show, this would have been probably 10 forward here or here. Of course, here we have the bridge, and this would have been the captain's ready room, the turbo lift, and this here would have been the meeting lounge, where they went and they had all their plans and discussions. Of course, these here are speaker holes. Coming around, you've got your impulse engines here and here. This, of course, is where the Enterprise D in the show would detach from the saucer section, so that you had both the engine section and the saucer section. And they did that a couple of times in the show, not very often. I remember the first time I saw it, of course, Encounter at Farpoint, 1987. I like freaked out. I was like, oh my god, you know, I was. Well, when it premiered, I was like 9. So, you know, I like completely just tweaked out, you know, because I'd been used to, and I'm a huge fan of the original series. And of course, looking back at the original series now, you see how bad the special effects were, and even some of the stories. But still, you know, somebody who fell in love with the show, and then to see the amazing, realistic graphics of 1987, and to see the ship split apart was just mind-blowing. And I believe that actually was intended that the original Enterprise could do that as well. I forget where I read that. It was a long time ago that I read it. It was in some Star Trek manual or something. that the original Enterprise could do it as well, but of course the special effects of the day and the budget of the day would never have allowed them to do that. And of course, when this ship met its end, it met its end basically in two separate pieces. The star drive part was attacked by Klingons and exploded, which knocked down the saucer section onto Viridian 4. I might be wrong about that. And that, of course, crashed, and that was the end of the Enterprise D, and that, of course, moved into the Enterprise E, which is the ship that we had until the J.J. Abrams reboot. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot to show you on this. I mean, it does have a lot of great detail on it. Again, there's another impulse engine. Of course, you got the nacelles. That, of course, activates the warp. We've got, of course, the deflector dish here. Still very nice conditions, just a flat plastic piece. We've got this here, which would have been the captain's yacht. Again, something that we never saw on the D, but was shown in Insurrection on the E. Of course, here, photon torpedoes. And then, of course, on the back of the ship, you're going to have the shuttle bay. So very, very cool. This thing has stood the test of time with me. Kind of just have it sitting there. Unfortunately, when these came out, they didn't come out with any kind of display base whatsoever. They just they were meant to be played with and then sat down. I may end up building a little tripod or something for it so that I can get it in a good display. Because otherwise it just kind of sits with the saucer section pointed at the table or whatever it's sitting on. So I may end up doing that at some point, just to get it to kind of stand up straight and look cool. I also have thought about putting it up on the wall, kind of just in some kind of position, just to have it displayed, because it's a great part of my childhood. It still works. I was very happy to find it and to find the nacelles, and then to see that everything does still, function, that everything lights up. Looks very cool in the dark. There's a lot of lights in here. I turn them all off and show you guys in the dark. It does look very cool. Of course, not exactly like the hero ship in the show, because the only thing that's really lighting up is the nacelles. But still, very cool effect, especially for 1992. And extremely well-made product, considering that this thing has moved with me God knows how many times. I mean, I could sit and probably figure it out, but I really don't want to. Moved with me from hours away and been packed away and disassembled and pieces lost, pieces found. But it's been with me for 22 years, so gonna go ahead and keep on keeping it with me, because no reason to get rid of it now. And I know this wasn't the best review, guys. Kind of all over the place on it, but as it's kind of a static piece, there's no articulation, not a whole lot to show, but it is a cool piece, and I am glad that I still have it in my collection. And it was nice to actually get to really take the time to take a look at it. So thank you, Jamie, because honestly, it's just been sitting over there in the corner collecting dust. So thanks, Jamie. It's been a while since I've taken a look at it and put some batteries in it and played with the buttons. So there you go, guys. This was a review on demand. Of course, I am Tony, or Rez the Collector, as the name of the channel states. If you're not a subscriber, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I do try to get out reviews as often as I can. I've been a little lax lately, but there should be some more reviews coming. Again, I'm going to do a couple more today. Generally, I do action figure reviews, primary DC, and primarily out of DC Superman, though I do branch out into at least one or two figures of the other DC characters for the most part. The major players. I don't really go for a lot of the lesser known guys. But if you're looking for DC reviews, again, primarily Superman, and that's going to be not only just action figures, but statues and hot toys. Basically, any of the really cool Superman stuff that's coming out that's not just god-awful priced, I will be picking up and adding to my collection. Future things that are coming, we've got the Icon statue coming. That's going to be coming soon. That's going to be a great piece. We've got the second edition of the Superman versus Darkseid. That's an awesome piece. The Superman Earth 2 figures coming, as well as the Supergirl New 52 figure is coming. So we've got a lot of stuff to look forward to, and check back at the channel for that stuff. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and you have a very nice day.